Hello, VNTV. Thank you for joining us for another segment. Unfortunately, my co-host Dana Vo couldn't make it today, but we have a special guest, and Jini Carlson. Thank you for coming back. We actually filmed an episode 3 years ago about the power of fruits and veggies and how the antioxidant properties of that is so beneficial for our health.
Yes.
And today, I know we're talking about longevity. We're talking about your tips on how to keep healthy, happy, and just overall well-being.
Yes.
And so before we begin with that, I just want you to introduce to our audience again, just give a quick background on who you are and what you're made of.
Okay. My name is Jini Carlson. I'm a holistic health practitioner. I've been in private practice since 1989. I specialize in nutrition. And my goal and passion in life is to work with people to help them stay healthy and happy. And keeping a healthy diet is a huge part of that.
Yeah, I understand. Like, pretty much Hippocrates used to say, "Food is thy medicine,"
yes.
right? And that's so true.
I have that on a lot of my things.
I bet it's so true. It rings so true for all of us. And so we want to begin by Jini. I want you to explain to the audience, like, what's your daily schedule like? What share comes, to the audience?
For me, having a daily schedule is of the utmost importance because. And I can only speak for myself, but I can imagine for moms who have kids and that, if they don't get a schedule in place and adhere to it, the things that happen along the day distract them, and it's really hard to accomplish everything when that happens.
Yeah, life goes by a quick pace for all of us, and we live such busy lifestyles, stressful lifestyles at times, right?
Yes.
So.
Like you, I'm a really early
You are.
riser.
You are. We see each other's Facebook posts in the morning and encouraging, motivational. She posts some wonderful things.
Yeah, I love to use those early morning hours to get my day off to a good start, and I do that by taking care of myself. I start out by making sure that I'm hydrated and that I eat a good breakfast, that I meditate, stretch, and walk. That these things are all key in keeping my mind, body, and spirit all balanced.
Definitely.
I've been vegan for 30
years. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And
Part of that is health motivated. The other half is my love for the animals. So
Sure.
That's
wonderful. My next question for you is, what's your motivation for keeping this schedule? Like, why do what you do right now?
Okay. Well, I'm a firm believer that if you aren't healthy and have a good mind and body well-being and health, that it's virtually impossible to have a healthy, active life.
People don't realize, but our mental, our physical, and our spiritual health all go hand in hand. So it's really hard for us to be physically healthy when our mental state isn't the best.
That's true.
And spiritually as well. It's all connected. It's all connected.
It's really all connected.
So I went through a real rough stretch where I was completely disconnected on all 3 levels.
Oh, wow.
And so I disappeared, and I'm back, and luckily, luckily I'm back. But that's wonderful. That motivates me as well.
That's true. I've had fibromyalgia and PTSD for over 60 years, and despite this, because of my daily regime of taking care of myself, I'm in super good health. I'm in good physical shape for someone 71.
Oh, you're doing fine. It looks like, I'd say so.
I've had fibromyalgia since I was 10 years old.
Wow.
That's 60 years ago.
Wow.
Back then, they didn't have much knowledge about it.
Because people don't realize, but fibromyalgia is an inflammatory process.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And it's caused by just free radicals.
Right.
Inflammation causing damage to our bodies.
That's part of it, but technically it's a central nervous system dysfunction.
Okay.
So that's
but it's inflammatory in process.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
If you eat inflammatory foods, you got pain.
Yeah, and you were talking about the foods, how you're into the alkaline diet, correct? And can you explain between alkaline and what's going on? Why is this Western diet, why is it very acidic to our bodies, and what damage does it cause to us?
Well, the Western diet is acidic because it's mostly comprised of animal protein, dairy, processed foods, all of the stuff that's not a fruit or a veggie or a nut or a seed is acidic. And that acidity in the system causes systemic inflammation. And that systemic inflammation causes body pain. It causes you to be in a bad mood. It'll make you depressed and angry. And
it sets our body off equilibrium, off balance, right? Off kilt.
Yes.
And so, I actually can do a better job of, because I do enjoy my nice steaks once in a while. So I actually moderate. I try to eat more fruits and veggies and more of a plant-based diet. But sometimes I do eat my protein as well. But I'm definitely, it's all about a balance in life, and you just got to find that balance. And what works for one person might not work for another. But in overall, just having an alkaline body, right? Like alkaline water, and just nourishing your body with good stuff is huge. Because a lot of the foods people don't realize, processed foods, it changes our DNA in our body.
Yes, it does.
And what changes our DNA in our body can cause, as people know, cancer. So I'm not a big, I don't know too, and that's not my specialty, so I'm not going into that. But all I know is we just try to do our best to keep healthy and our loved ones healthy by giving good advice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Great.
Additionally, I haven't had a cold or a flu in 25 years.
That's amazing.
So, but technically I haven't been sick, despite, the physical issues and challenges that I have. So I kind of feel really blessed, to be 71 and be pain-free and have this sustainable energy all day long now. And sticking to my schedule is what makes that possible for
wonderful. Me. That's great. And the last question I want to ask you is, so how has your life changed since all this? And if you could go into that, and then at the end we'll share kind of her pearls of wisdom.
Okay. All of the things that we've talked about and discussed had a huge positive impact on my life and my health, and are allowing me to have the really great life that I have today. Before all of this that I got into my life, my daily life was a struggle, and we all know that is no fun at all.
No fun at all.
I was in constant pain. I had low energy from the fibro. I had frequent sinus infections from a compromised immune system, and often had anxiety issues related to the PTSD, and sometimes functioning on a daily basis was a real challenge for me.
So your PTSD is well controlled now, obviously. And
yes.
Wonderful.
You have to work at that.
Yeah, well, life is a work, right? Yes, we can't just breeze through life without any struggles. So what makes our character.
Right.
So, but that's wonderful.
And so today, I'm virtually pain-free. I have sustainable energy that lasts me through the day. I'm anxiety-free, and like I mentioned, I haven't been sick in 25 years. It has clinical research, which a lot of the supplements, most of them out there don't have, and it also has a skin study.
Oh, wow.
So that's one of the reasons, I can say that I get really healthy skin from this.
So you don't use any magical creams, no magical elixirs?
No.
Right, because there's so many out there.
There are.
And I'm telling you, there's those elixirs can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, not only that, a lot of them, having fibromyalgia, I have to keep my body really clean. Chemicals are a real no-no. And so much of this stuff out there for healthy skin is full of chemicals.
You're right.
So I use herbs and essential oils, and that's
so you're
basically
all the natural.
Right.
So like sunscreen, for example, it's full of chemicals as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it blocks a lot of the vitamin D that our body needs.
Yeah.
So
it blocks the vitamin D, plus it soaks into your skin. The sun bakes into your skin. It can cause cancer.
Oh, that's right. So just explain to our audience what cancer is. Basically, cancer isn't really like a pathogen or a bad thing coming in our body. It's actually our own cells that have, because think about it this way, our cells replicate and divide millions of times each day, right? And cancer is basically when the cells divide and it causes mutations. And these mutations, most of the time, our good cells take away these mutations and kill them.
Right.
But cancer is when these mutations take over and become like gangsters and just destroy our body, destroy the good cells, destroy the, just ravage our bodies from inside out. And so it's devastating.
Yes.
We all know someone personally affected by cancer.
Yes.
Right. And it's a horrible disease.
Yes.
Horrible disease.
Absolutely is.
So
we also have these little switches on our genes.
That's right.
And when you eat healthy, like I have a huge amount of cardiovascular disease on my dad's side of the family.
Sure.
But because I eat healthy, those genes in my body don't get turned on.
Oh.
If I were to start eating junk food and animal protein and dairy and all of this other stuff, those little genes would turn on and I would become susceptible to having heart issues.
Heart issues.
So it's a double-edged sword.
So as you mentioned, that transitions back to basically we're going to conclude by pearls of wisdom.
Pearls of
wisdom. And so obviously your first thing that you really mentioned, well, food.
Food.
Natural, alkaline foods.
Food.
Right?
That's
number one.
Alkaline foods. Hydrate yourself every day. Water is super important. And
our body is made of basically over 90% water.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so you really got to hydrate. And I know sometimes it's really difficult to find time to get exercise and movement into your routine, or perhaps you aren't feeling very well. But I can tell you, I've pushed through so many days when I didn't feel like exercising or going for a walk, and it pays off in the long run.
Oh, definitely. Our bodies are made to move.
Your bodies are made to move.
And I've been reading a lot of studies where exercise actually reverses aging.
It does.
The reason is because it activates more DNA, more mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of our cells. So the more powerhouse, just imagine you get an upgrade on your engine in your car. Instead of 200 horsepower, now you have 400 horsepower. So you're going to be going through life a lot better. Yeah. Right? That's what exercise does to our bodies.
Right. And good food and exercise are the main ingredients into maintaining a healthy body weight. And people that are obese really put themselves
our bodies, the heart, everything has to work so much harder, and it's like wear and tear. It's like loading up your car full of, and it weighs it down, and then obviously it's going to wear it down much quicker.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And another thing I want to talk about, just mention real quick, is meditation, right? That's like exercise for our mind, and how it helps still our thoughts and just cleans up the toxins in our body mentally.
Yes, and for someone like me who has PTSD,
that's
really
huge.
Lifesaver.
That's huge.
Because it's it teaches you how to be able to get in a stressful situation and not let it take over.
Definitely. It teaches us to quiet our mind. Yes. Right, because we live in such a chaotic, stressful world that stress itself can cause such damage to our bodies mentally and physically and spiritually.
Absolutely.
So. All right, Jini, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your pearls of wisdom. You're doing awesome, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you, VNT, for watching our show, and please, thank you for your support. We appreciate it. You have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Bye.